What's happening, y'all? Welcome into Monday's Wake Up Barstool. Disaster in Philadelphia. A sweep so nice, they suffered it twice. Plus, Wemby ejected, Spurs lose, T-Wolves tie up the series, the Wizards win the draft lottery. A ton to get to on today's Wake Up Barstool, and it all starts now on FS1. What's happening, guys? T-Bob A-Bear, Brandon Walker. We got Meek Phil and Liam Blumman reunited, and we got our guy Dave Portnoy, a.k.a. Davey Rightside. Last week on this program, we talked about the potential of Dave having to get a neck tattoo. Should this Sixers team find their way to the finals? He said, no way. And well, lo and behold, Philadelphia gets swept, embarrassed, gets their house taken over by the New York Knicks. Dave, what's up, man? How we doing?
Yeah, well, first of all, they had to win the title. It wasn't just get to the finals. And we'll get to all that. You brought up in your opening an interesting point that's been on my mind, actually, when you did that little, what was it? Something twice as nice.
A sweep so nice, they suffered it twice.
Yeah, which I guess you thought was cute. Did you come up with that?
It's an old Pineapple Express line. He says, couscous. The food's so nice, they named it twice. And it just stuck in my head forever.
Yeah. So I thought that was a dumb opening, but
Okay.
it brought up a question I had. Did you guys watch the Netflix roast at all?
I've seen highlights. I didn't sit down and watch it.
So the Netflix roasts are very good. Like, there's no rules. They savage each other. Like, things that you say in any other setting, you would be canceled and go to jail for. They do it. And it brought up a question. We'll get into the sports. If you just Google, like, Draymond Green, right? It's like Draymond Green roast Chelsea Handler. And Draymond Green will be like something. He said something. Me and Chelsea, we would never get along because I don't hit threes. Like, good joke. I don't hit threes. But he didn't write the joke. He's just reading it off the teleprompter. And it has always bothered me in these Netflix roasts. Do these people get credit when they don't write the jokes? Like Tom Brady, he killed Kevin Hart at the roast. Tom Brady didn't write the joke. Now, is Shane Gillis writing his own jokes? I think so. I think the comedians write their own jokes, but these people who aren't comedians, why do people say, oh, they killed it, they roasted it? They're just reading a teleprompter, much like you did with that twice as nice.
No. I did not read a teleprompter, and I just made that up. It just popped in my head right before.
Correct. And people won't be running around the internet going like, oh, T-Bob's a comedian because it wasn't funny.
It was just a line about Philly getting swept twice, Dave. I did do it myself.
You did it yourself. So my question is, do these people on these roasts get credit for roasting somebody when they don't write the jokes? And do any of them write the jokes? I don't know. I think it's a question that we got to talk about.
I feel like the comedians definitely write the jokes. I think Jeff Ross writes his jokes. I think Tony writes his jokes. I think
but there was a joke in there, Brandon, about Jeff Ross. Somebody's like, you have one of the other comedians said to him, we know you have 8 writers. Those aren't your jokes.
I was going to say the biggest comedians have teams, like 100%.
That's fine, but I feel like Shane Gillis is, although Shane Gillis did deliver some of those lines last night, like he delivered the Draymond part like he didn't write that. But anyway, doesn't matter. What are we worried about today? Obviously, Tom Brady can't write a joke.
Well, I just get angry as a purveyor of comedy. I get angry when people say, "Oh, he killed him."
Okay, all right. You're famous. You're famous, Dave. You just are. So if you got invited to the Netflix roast and you showed up and they gave you a sheet and said, "Here, study these jokes," would you say, "No, I don't want those 8 jokes. I'm going to write my own," or would you read them?
I would request, I would want to be in the room with a team of writers. Like it's too big. I couldn't do it myself. So honestly, what I would do, Walker, is I would probably say, hey, Big Cat, hey, PFT, hey, Nick, hey, KB, our most talented comedy. I was we're locking ourselves in a room and we're coming up with the most vicious, funny stuff. But I would be part of that process. Draymond, it was up there. I don't think Draymond saw the jokes till he was reading them. So that's where and by the way, the show's excellent. It's like really, really funny. But I wrestle with that morally when I keep seeing Draymond killed Chelsea Handler. No, he didn't. Some dweeb somewhere wrote a great joke.
Do you give any credit to the delivery, right? Because
delivery matters.
Yeah,
like Tony Hinchcliffe, great delivery, and I assume he's a comedian who is in the room writing it. Like Ross, good comedian. So, like they had Tiana Taylor. Now, Tiana Taylor, I assume she was awful, like very pretty, and Shane Gillis called her out. It was very funny. And I assume that was on his feet. I assume he couldn't have known she was going to suck. So Shane Gillis gets credit. Hey, you thought on your feet. But yeah, I go back and forth on it. It's an interesting start, but when you came with this kitschy little line to start the show, I was going to bring this up later, probably in stock up, stock down. But when you had a canned line to start the show, it changed my shift. It shifted my focus.
Can I say something to you that's even more important than what he's saying? Do you think the line, it's so nice they named it twice, comes from Pineapple Express, couscous?
No. That was my first place seeing it. That was I am sure that exists elsewhere.
The saying New York City is the city so nice they named it twice. It's been around for 1,000 years.
Oh, okay. See, New York. There we go, Dave. See, it all goes back to the Knicks, Like it's
and now, if you want to get into sports, listen,
hold on. Liam's raising his hand. Yes.
What do you want to do?
Well, I'm not an NBA fan. Can you explain how they got swept twice?
He's lumping the Flyers in there too.
Yeah.
Got it. I thought he was just talking Sixers.
No.
Wow.
T-Bob's not an NHL guy.
Well, yeah, but he's aware that the Philadelphia was in 2 series at once.
T-Bob's just notoriously non-NHL guy.
No.
The bottom of the screen had 9 NBA topics.
Ever since I had my disastrous NHL Monday, we've been paying more attention. We got a great series of Vegas and Anaheim going on right now. Canadians might be taking the best crowd title from Buffalo. There's a lot going on.
San Antonio too.
But let's talk about Philadelphia. Let's talk about the Knicks.
Yeah, so this is where I jump in, and I was stunned. The Knicks are very good, and I think they can compete for a title. Let me say this right now: I'm not placing the Knicks in the finals like they don't have to play the Eastern Conference Finals, like they're going to walk through them like they walked through the 76ers. This is where it's confusing to me that a lot of guys, and Brandon will have his moment. Maybe he doesn't watch basketball. I don't know. Anybody who watched the Celtics-Sixers series could see that these were 2 miserable teams like this. And that was my entire rant. Like, yes, it sucked that the Sixers came back from 3-1 on the Celtics. But if you watch that series, these are 2 bad basketball teams. And it's why I wasn't devastated. It's like, all right, if we sneak past them, what happened to the Sixers? What happened to us? Now, getting your home arena taken over in a city that prides itself, one of the big 3 sports cities, Boston, New York, Philadelphia. That's like the big 3 Eastern Corridor who supposedly care the most about their sports. To have the Knicks walk in there, to have Josh Hart, who played at Villanova, being like, I thought Philadelphia was good sports fans, to have Tyrese Maxey after the game crying with his hipster glasses, being like, it sucked seeing our building taken over. Everything that went wrong. I knew the 76ers were trash. I said they were trash. That I don't make gimmick bets. I'm not a PMT cut my thumb guy off. I don't do those ever. So for me to say I'm going to get a tattoo if the Sixers win the title, that's how bad I knew they were. Embiid, listen, the guy's had a plagued injury career, but it's the best ability is availability. He's rarely available. He's saying he had a great season at the end. It was almost kind of like my guy, Jaylen Brown, being like, this is my favorite season ever, out of context, whatever. But the Sixers, should they be embarrassed? Yeah. You got swept in hockey. You got swept in basketball. I don't know the last time that's happened. And worst of all, You got dominated by one of your arch rivals. The Knicks took your building over, took your face, put it in poop and rubbed it around. You may never be able to recover from that. I am so sick of these Philly fans acting like they're a real sports town. If you can't protect your own building, you're not a real sports town. And I love that city. So I don't know what happened, but it was a disgusting, despicable showing from Philadelphia sports and their fans.
First time ever NBA and NHL team got swept in the same round.
That's fine.
There you go.
Wow.
First of all, you saying you don't make gimmick bets means very little when I have to walk in here every day and look at Nicky Smokes' face, okay? So that right there, let's just go ahead and get that one out of the way, because that was a gimmick bet that came back on all of us. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, let me say, though, I didn't, like, that came from the clouds. I'd never, like, he provoked me into doing it. It wasn't even meant to be something like anyone would know existed.
Fair enough.
Love you, Nicky.
Number two. Well, no, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Nobody does.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
That's what we do.
Number two, this is way more about the Knicks than it is the Sixers. The Knicks have morphed into Karl Anthony Towns is Magic Johnson all of a sudden. Nobody's missing shots. Deuce McBride is going off. The whole city is saying Deuce in there. You're right about getting your building taken over. That's embarrassing and bad. We'll talk about that in a minute. But your main grudge with the Sixers comes from the fact that a week ago, you were just a sore loser when they beat the Celtics, a Celtics team who a month earlier you had said is going to win the title.
I thought I just had a great and passionate, brilliant rant and went right over your head. It was not about it. My problem was
you spent March and April saying Tatum's back, we're going to win the title, and then when the Sixers came back and when they were up 3-1,
there's a major difference between regular season and postseason basketball. And what revealed itself pretty quickly with the Celtics is this was the same team that lost to the Knicks last year and was flawed. So, yeah, if we escaped, we would have lost. But you're wrong again, Walker. You are wrong. Dr. Wrong strikes again. We have so many clips of him just being way wrong. The Sixers made the Knicks look like a super team. They're very good, and they could advance to the finals, but they aren't going to trash the next round like they did this pathetic Sixers team.
I didn't say they were. But right now,
like you did.
And right now in this series,
you said Karl Anthony Towns is Magic Johnson, and that they've transformed into a super.
So we
team.
can't use any hyperbole here. We can't use any hyperbole here. Anyway. The Knicks right now are playing as good as the New York Knicks are capable of playing. Whether that extends to the Sixers, or to the Pistons or Cavs, we will see. But right now, in the playoffs, they have reached a level they have not reached in the last 3 or 4 years with this crew.
They've reached a level historically. It's the best point differential in the first 10 games of postseason NBA history. 24 points better than the 2017 Warriors. Bren, you're saying Karl Anthony Towns is the offensive hub. He's getting 6-7 assists a game. Mikal Bridges is getting paint touches. He wasn't doing it in a regular season.
They're all hitting shots.
They're all hitting shots. Everyone is buying into their role. And they've won these last 2 games on OG Anunoby, who was a monster the first 2 games in the Hawks series. Like, the Knicks are playing their best basketball at the best time.
We will see the next round whether this point differential and this killing. I don't think it does. You've played 2 terrible teams. Big whoop.
We also weren't saying these teams were terrible, but when the playoffs started,
correct.
We made them terrible.
You weren't saying the Celtics were terrible. You weren't saying the Sixers were terrible until we got to the playoffs.
No, I was saying the Sixers were terrible the entire time, and then it shifted. Oh, we're terrible too.
The Sixers hurt your feelings. The Sixers beat your team, and now you've changed your entire last 3 months of basketball talk.
I have.
And we've got clips of you saying that stuff about Celtics too, but these people around here are so scared of you.
If you want me to say this team was different in the regular season when you're not playing defense and you're letting people have uncontested threes and things of that nature, yeah, it was different. This team, and dude, I think, hey, I've seen my team win a championship by shooting threes. Maybe they'll recapture that glory. Yes, I thought that could happen. I thought the East was for the taking. Then with these 2 baby blue sea turtle eyes, one lives right around the corner. I visited every day. I saw and watched the team play, and I'm like, okay, I'm wrong. This team stinks. And when the Sixer fans are doing the lambada because they beat us, I'm like, you guys stink too, and you're going to find out real quick. And I was dead right.
Well, look, the story here is the Knicks, right? I get it. Stumble out the gate against Atlanta.
Partly. Now, listen, Josh Hart saying Philadelphia, it sucks as a sports city now is kind of.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Look, take it. Okay, let's play the Hart side.
I think the story is the Sixers' defeat. I think the story is Josh Hart. Maxey complained about their home building. Embiid saying he had a successful season. I think it's today's headline is not the Knicks. They have plenty of headlines to make moving forward if they can continue this run. The headline is one of our great American cities has fallen. One of our great American sports cities has fallen. You have those movies like Washington has fallen. Mm-hmm. Philadelphia has fallen.
Yeah. All right, well, let's hear from Josh Hart what he had to say after the game.
How many Knicks fans were here today?
Nah, man, because everybody was begging for Philly to not sell their tickets and all that stuff. So, man, yeah, I used to think Philly was a sports town. I don't know if it is anymore.
Absolutely brutal.
Played at Villanova.
Yeah, exactly. And here is Tyrese Maxey, the other video Dave was alluding to.
Tyrese, can you describe what it was like playing again against the Knicks here, where their fans come down here and kind of take over your home arena? Do you use it as fuel going forward?
It absolutely
anyway?
sucks, if I'm being honest. It just sucks, bro. It just sucks, man. It just sucks. That's really all I can say about it, man. It's hard. It's definitely difficult. You know what I'm saying? And it's only one way to put a stop to it, and it's we have to go out there and win these games.
Yeah, I mean, Tyrese is right there. Like, you got to take it to shut him up.
We're not talking about Charlotte. No. We're not talking about New Orleans.
Atlanta.
We're not talking about Atlanta. This is supposed to be one of the great sports cities in this country, and they've fallen. They can't claim that. I don't care if you're playing best of 5,000. The Celtics are down 499-0. The Knicks don't take over a building like that. You've never seen that in Boston, and we're close. This is disgusting. And I like those scumbags, but maybe it's all hyperbole. I even got the word right. Maybe they're all fat theater kids like Max who pretend and put in ponytails and do theatrics, but they don't care. This is disgusting. One of the great sports cities I thought in this country has fallen. It's fallen.
If you're the Sixers, you can't have those Villanova banners in your arena. You got to take them down after this. Not just.
You got to take the Philadelphia team's banners down.
I mean, yeah.
All in response to Josh Hart?
Yeah, I mean,
he told the truth.
I mean, those two guys, the only reason you have banners in that arena this century.
He told the truth.
Well, you can't.
I had people DMing me being like, we only care about the Eagles. We're not a basketball town, not a hockey town.
That's
we don't
crazy.
care about anything.
I believe
they
it.
love this. They historically have loved the Sixers.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But to see this again, I couldn't believe it. To see one of the great American cities take down the Rocky statue. I mean, this is I can't believe it that a city. Honestly, they're the three, right? Boston, New York, and Philly. Those are the three.
As far as the East Coast, yeah. I mean, I think Chicago has a segment.
Yep.
Yeah, but they're like nicey. They're Midwest. Like, it's a little different when it's East Coast. We want to stab you type vibes.
Well, Chicago's not getting their building taken over by the Knicks ever.
No,
I don't think so.
Recently, because the Bulls have been so bad. I think
That counts. All right, guys.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it, and I didn't sleep because of it.
A sad day for Philly.
How's the sea turtle, though?
Swept twice.
Awesome. I ordered a underwater camera.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah. Wemby coming up next. Wake Up Barstool. Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. Philadelphia has fallen, but it's time to talk about the other game in the NBA. The Minnesota Timberwolves tying up the series 2 games apiece as they now head back to San Antonio. The story here, even though, look, Ant Edwards, again, awesome, takes over in the fourth quarter, 16 in the final frame to help them win that game. But the story is Wemby. He gets in a tussle with Naz Reid. He ends up throwing an elbow. They review it. Flagrant, ejected. I think we'd all agree, like, you'll see, like, this is worthy of an ejection. I guess the question that everybody wants to have now is, should he be suspended? To which I offer a very easy and unequivocal hell no. Like, don't take your best player out of this series. It is what it is. Move on. This is one game. Let's see where the rest of this series go. Let the stars play. Right?
Well, I'll let Dave talk about it, but I mean, it wouldn't be the NBA taking him out of the series. It'd be him taking himself out of the series by just egregiously elbowing a guy. I can go either way on it. Dave, I don't know what you think about it.
Well, what are the rules? I mean, that's a pretty basic question. If you're assessed a flagrant 2 in the playoffs, do you automatically miss the next game? I don't think you can just go rewrite the rules. If the rules, like what I remember back, I'm old enough to remember, who was it who cleaned the benches out? Was it Phoenix or something? You leave the bench and then half their team was out for the playoffs.
Forced out, yeah, against the Spurs.
Yeah, because that's the rule. So to me, this isn't, we're debating whether he should be in the next game or not. You either are or you aren't, based on what you do. Like, that was clearly a flagrant 2. He clearly deserved to be kicked out of the game. And yeah, nobody wants to see him. Are you asking as a sports fan, do I want Wemby out of the playoffs? Of course not. They're a totally different team without him. But you can't do that.
Boy,
so,
he loaded that thing up too, man. He made a choice in that moment. I'm just going to elbow this guy in the chin.
Yeah, I mean, his face in the back. So what are the rules? We're on this brilliant sports show. Why are we debating it?
The president
says the NBA will review the play Monday to determine whether or not he'll be available for Game 5.
The president.
That's the rules?
Yeah. So in the past, Ron Artest elbowed James Harden, I want to say, a decade or so ago?
Yeah.
In the head in a similar play, and he was suspended 1 regular season game and 6 playoff games. Wemby's not getting suspended 6 playoff games.
No, and he very famously, he didn't have a ball in
two.
his hand. Like, he didn't, like, there were some
Draymond got
differences.
suspended too, right, for an elbow.
He got suspended for kicking in the nuts.
Kicking the nuts.
Yeah, but we're also talking about, Ron Artest had a history.
Exactly.
Yeah, like Wemby, there's no history.
The Draymond was a LeBron flop, if I recall. So it's a flagrant 2. So a bunch of suits sitting around in a room, and they're like, do we suspend them or not? That's how this works?
Yeah, that's what it says. It says the NBA is going to review today.
All right, well, then I say keep them. I mean, obviously.
I don't think it's a hard.
I think this is a smart rule.
It's
because
not a hard and fast rule.
You don't back yourself into a corner.
If it's a bench player, he's out the rest of the playoffs. It's Victor Wembanyama. He's playing the next game. It's that simple.
Yeah, I think, and again, like you said, there's a difference between him and Artest. You let him play, and because this is too good of a series. We have Meek Phil's tweet.
I did not think he was going to get ejected. I honestly thought Victor Wembanyama would be allowed to get away with that. Hands up, I was wrong.
Okay, yeah.
I apologize to Mike Tirico. You were very real.
He also got thrown to the ground like a couple plays before the play before. That's crazy to me that they leave this to the discretion of a committee. But yeah, then obviously you want to see the best players play. No doubt about that. This isn't a LeBron title where they got to get him a ring, so they kick Draymond out for a flop. So I
came back from 3-1 down in 2016 to be the 73-9 team, and here you are 10 years later saying it wasn't a real ring.
Do you think if Draymond doesn't get kicked out of that game?
I think if Draymond wasn't kicking people in testicles, he would have played in the next game.
Do you think if Draymond doesn't miss a game that they lose that series? Of course. Let's be honest.
You're just going down with the LeBron shtick for the rest
of
the
time. No, there's no shtick about that. And you're sticking if you think they lose that series.
I'm not sticking. You're sticking.
If Draymond doesn't get kicked out and doesn't miss a game.
Draymond did get kicked out. Draymond did something worthy of getting kicked out.
Flopped.
Oh, now we're doing flop.
Get that play. It's been years since I've watched it.
We want a 10-year-old play just because we got on a rabbit hole about LeBron James and then one of the most miraculous comebacks in the finals we've ever seen.
Yeah, well, I mean, miraculous to a key component out to whatever.
But this is
should Victor Wembanyama play in Game 5? What are we talking about, guys?
Fine, you want to talk about LeBron?
Hold on, time out. This is why they sit down in those meetings. This is why the suits.
Let's do it because we had people fellatioing him on this show how he wins a first round playoff series, and we had a lot of people doing that. Right. It's crazy to see it, to be honest, on this panel, like the first round of the NBA playoffs.
I think it is awesome. I think at 41 years old, him win his series is
and then
awesome.
they go play, and they're losing every night by 40. They're not going to win a game. They're going to get swept out. So rich. I don't care that LeBron won the first round of playoffs versus a pathetic team. The first round of playoffs is not entertaining, not good. It's not real yet. Those are teams that barely belong in the playoffs. So, and we sat here and gave LeBron all these plays, 40-something. He won. I don't care. He's losing by 50.
There's no human being alive that saw the first round series and then said, oh, they're going to beat the Thunder. The Thunder are the best team. The Thunder are the best team by a mile. They're defending champs. They have the best 1 through 12 roster we've seen in a long, long time. Nobody thought LeBron James was going to win that series.
I'm just built different. I guess I'm just built different from where I sit. I don't care about winning games in the playoffs around when I'm not a championship contender. To me, I would rather get a draft. I'd rather be in the lottery than be a token first round playoff matchup winner like the Lakers were, like the Sixers were. I don't care about that.
But Dave,
when I sign up for a season, I either want to win the whole thing or get better for the next year. Not do what the Lakers did. Great. You beat, who did they beat? The Rockets.
And we're just going to ignore the fact that they built a team with Luka Doncic as the first option, Austin Reeves second, LeBron James as third, and then when they get to the playoffs, Luka's nowhere to be found.
If Luka was playing, they're still getting swept, Brandon. We can't be using that.
Shut up.
Losing by 40 every night. It's a flawed team. LeBron hasn't won a championship in LA unless you want to give him credit for that Disney Mickey Mouse bubble, which you probably
How have you turned conversation about Philadelphia and the Knicks and now Wemby into LeBron talk?
Well, because Wemby, we started talking very fairly about what the punishment would be, and we had to recall past players who got kicked out of games, and then it brought up the LeBron flop. That's how.
I don't know how you could hate LeBron for flopping, yet you root for Caitlin Clark. That's interesting to me. The biggest flopper in basketball currently is your favorite player. I don't get that. Well, yeah, you would.
What do you watch? How much of that WNBA game do you watch that?
Very little, but I watch enough.
You watch none. I watch every second.
Well, that's your fault.
Well, we'll see how the ratings are this year.
So
Portland had 30,000 people. And maybe if we weren't sexist, forget Blutman, no hockey. I don't see any WNBA on this thing either. Number one athlete maybe in the world. Her season started. We don't even say a peep about that.
Yeah, what about AZ Fudd, one of the worst debuts in human history?
Awful. Barely played. I think worst debut in 40 years.
Yeah, I agree.
That's an A sport.
Terrible debut.
How many did she score? How many did she score?
Not enough.
Yeah.
3. No, not what you want out of your first round pick. That's what I'm saying.
First overall pick had 3 of them things.
Yeah,
Paige is damn good, though.
Morons on this show.
I'm just saying.
There is a LeBron topic.
LeBron James a flopper, and then you root for her.
Shut up. There is a LeBron topic. If you actually want to have LeBron topic, is tonight his last game? Is he going to go out 10:30 p.m. Eastern
He's not
on
finished.
Prime?
You know what he is going to do? You know what he is going to do? After they get swept, he's going to sit at that podium. He's you guys you may not have any more of me. I may be retiring. I'll see how I feel. And he's going to try to turn the narrative on him for the entire offseason, whether he's going to come back or not.
Yep.
Why do you think that?
Because that's typical LeBron. He's going to be like, you know what?
That's not typical LeBron.
I haven't made my decision yet.
That's not typical
No, he's
LeBron.
going to milk the retirement decision.
What are you talking about? He did it last year. He's done it the year before. You may not have me to kick around anymore as he's reading The Godfather. And, hey, LeBron, give me your favorite quote from The Godfather. Oh, there's too many of them. I can't think of one.
You can't let a 41-year-old man who's doing unprecedented things at his age just think about
What is unprecedented about getting combined beaten by 200 points?
Unprecedented being he's 41, still a top 20 player in the NBA, and we're not doing this again.
Well, speaking of doing things again, I don't know why, but
that was the segue you chose.
Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers is back on the docket here. I mean, every single day we come in here, we talk about Aaron Rodgers.
That's the guy I don't care about his drama anymore.
Well, I'm talking about manufactured drama.
It's been every year for 5 years.
We still got NHL to get to, and as I said, doing it again, Aaron Rodgers. More Wake Up.
We're not even going to talk about the Pistons and the Cavs. The disrespect on this show on all levels across the country is disgusting.
You have a chance to influence what we talk about, and you never do. You just
Joe brought up Draymond kicking in the nuts 10 years ago. What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool here on FS1. It's time to talk. Well, what are we gonna talk about here? Let's see, Dave. What do you?
We've talked NBA. Here? I figured it was time to give the Pucks their fair share.
Oh, there we go. Wait, why do you have all this Golden Knight gear on? For those that may not know.
Well, I did. I put $100,000 on them to win the NHL Stanley Cup, 6.5 to 1. People called me an idiot, but I'm now one of the Knights at the round table. I don't know if you can.
Sir Dave.
Nice.
So these jerseys, these sweaters, as they call them in hockey, are electric. They like glitter all over the place. And for people wondering, they're the real thing. I got the little thing to like hook my pads into here in the back. Yep. So 2-2. I've watched a grand total of 0 seconds of this series because it is late, 9:30. I checked the phone. It was 1-0 Ducks, 1-1 back and forth. But it's a war. And Mark Stone, who I've been told is one of our top players, is injured. So, Blutman, I'll let you. You are my resident Knight fan. You're a member of the Knights of the Round Table. So, what do we got here?
Ben Blutt, real quick here for context, everybody. Dave texted Blutt, our hockey guy, said, where do I want to go? Who do I want to play? Blutt sold him on his favorite team.
Blutt said the team he's a fan of.
Blutt sold him on his favorite team.
Not true.
Not accurate. I said I think I'm taking the Knights to win the Stanley Cup because I knew they had the new coach. I knew we were going to get some Marner magic, and he has been good.
Oh, how good was Marner in Game 3?
Well, Dave didn't watch, but you got to tell.
I almost added a bet MVP of the playoffs. What do they call that? The Hart Trophy, the Conn Smythe.
You bet him to win the Smythe?
I thought about it after that hat trick because he's getting rolling. But we got wars. We got 2-2 there. Wild Avalanche. A lot of people saying the winner of that will be the favorites. Canadians absolutely hammer Buffalo. Elio, Mr. Ice, texted me before that series. He said, well, it was 1-1, I should say. So before last night, he said, put all your money on the Canadians. Yeah. There's no way Buffalo beats them. And then obviously Philadelphia is just encore for Philadelphia. But talk to me, Blutman. What do we got?
With Vegas, an abhorrent decision by Tortorella for Game 4. Abhorrent decision by Tortorella for Game 4 to make Brandon Saad the replacement in the lineup for Stone for 7 minutes of absolute cardio. 55, Keegan Colasar, love the guy. He's got to get out the lineup. We could be such a better team if we just put Riley Smith back in the lineup, in the mix. That I don't get. Last night was a joke. Four horrific goals. Tomas Hertl scored his first goal since the Vietnam War, so that was good to see. Hopefully he gets going. Otherwise, I still feel good and confident, but it's pretty annoying being at 2.
I don't like those odds. I just saw that if I bet them now,
we're moving the wrong direction.
Right.
Yeah, I think Montreal. I can't take Montreal because everybody knows Bruins and Montreal probably the most storied rivalry in all of hockey. But plus 950, I think that's a pretty good bet if you're looking for something for the future.
Yeah, I think Montreal's the best team that's not the 3 teams from the West.
I don't hate the Wild at 1,600.
I don't hate the Wild
if they win tonight, that's a 2-2 series. It's suddenly a 3-game series. They're very good.
They are very good. Hopefully Volstad got some confidence back after sitting Game 2. He looked really sharp in Game 3. Montreal is the best built team in the East, and nobody wanted to give them their flowers going into the postseason. Well, maybe why?
What about the team that's 8-0 in the playoffs?
Yeah, what about a team that gets a joke of a form that benefits from the joke of a format every single year because they have to go through the big bad Metro, and they do that, and then they get to the conference finals, and they finally, for the first time since winning a cup way back in the 2000s, won an Eastern Conference final game. Last year, still didn't make it to the Stanley Cup. Of course they didn't. Yeah, they've won 8 games.
Did they get swept last year?
No, they finally avoided the sweep. Finally. It was about time that they got one win and figure it out. The Hurricanes, I'm not taking anything away from them. They're a good team.
Seems like you are.
No. They're a good team. I'm just not going to glaze them and act like they're some superb lock of the. They're fine.
8-0 is 8-0.
8-0 is 8-0. It is, and they're really good defensively, and they close gaps and stuff. They've still played 4 overtime games. They've still had a bunch of close 1-goal games that they're on the right side of. Okay. When they play, Montreal's beating that team in 6, and I can't wait for Montreal to shut them up. Montreal is
dead.
built.
You're out on Buffalo completely.
Is Buffalo dead?
I think Buffalo's good. It's the winner of that series. Fine. The winner of that series is going to be.
You know what stunned me in that Buffalo, the game that they lost at home? They had Gronk, and Gronk was, we tried to get Biz on. I don't know if they're doing it on their own show. Gronk said he's sliding into all his high school friends. By the way, who cares? Gronk's old. That's age appropriate. Yep. So that didn't seem like that weird of a thing to do. I couldn't tell if Biz was actually really a little pissed about that. I think he was. But I had a lot of Buffalo people claiming to hate Gronk. They're like, Gronk is not. Now, Gronk grew up, I think, in Buffalo, Western New York. They're like, we do not represent Gronk here. He shouldn't be at the game. He costs us the game. They're going back to what I thought was a clean play by Gronk when he's on the Patriots, and he tripped and fell on a guy's head against Buffalo. And people are mad about that, and they're mad about a lot of things. But there was a lot of resentment in my mentions about Gronk in the Buffalo Sabre uniform.
Why wouldn't there be? He played.
He's a lifelong
the Hall of
Sabres
Famer for the
fan.
Patriots. He's made that city.
Lifelong Sabres fan.
He's made the Bills' life a living hell for 15 years.
Yeah, but you can't control where you're drafted. Like, what's he supposed to not try?
No, but you're not going to embrace him and be like, hey, you kicked our ass for 15 years. Come on back and let's be.
Yeah.
I think you do. I think if you're from the area and you root for all the other sports, like I'm trying to think of other.
So if a guy from Boston became a Hall of Famer for the Yankees and then came back after he retired and was like, go Celtics,
That's basically what Cam Fielder is.
You're all good with that?
Yeah.
I don't think you would be. I don't think you would be.
Like, I remember a guy, what's his name? LeBron James. So he was, I remember him at a Cleveland game one time.
Man.
And he was holding a hat like this, and it was a Yankees hat. It's like, well, he's from New York, so I understand why he's rooting for the Yankees at Cleveland. Wait, no, he's from
Akron.
Cleveland.
Right.
So why was he holding a Yankee hat in Cleveland?
What do you?
Well, that just speaks to somebody's character, I guess. I don't get that one.
For Cleveland whenever.
I got that one.
I don't
messed
know.
Up. It doesn't make much sense why LeBron was holding a Yankee hat at Cleveland.
Fair enough. But I still think Buffalo's a two-team town. They love the Sabres. They love the Bills. And when they're in the Sabres building and the main guy is Rob Gronkowski, who terrorized you in your division for 12 years, yeah, I can see
listen,
that.
Honestly, if there was a guy on the Celtics and he's from LA and the Dodgers play the Red Sox, I have absolutely no problem with him rooting for the Dodgers.
I mean,
none.
Yeah, the other big name that Buffalo had recently was Ryan Whitney, who went to BU. Like maybe the Sabres just need better fans.
They
better
like
celebs.
it appeared they like Whitney more than Gronk. I saw the play. Okay, we have to clear rights. Is that how it works? We can't pull things up. But there's a play, the Patriots, and Gronk's running, and he trips, and somehow his elbow lands on a guy's head, and they're all mad about that play. I don't know. I think where you're from, obviously, if you're a pro athlete, you become that. You can't do anything about that, but you still get to root for the other teams in the cities. I don't know.
I don't know the play he's talking about, but I can guarantee you it didn't happen the way he said it.
I guarantee you it did.
There's no way it happened the way he said it.
It did. He tripped and fell down on a guy's head by accident.
Yeah, that sounds.
Tonight, you got Avalanche Wild, Game 4. Let's see if Minnesota can tie that series up tomorrow night.
What's your favorite part about that series, T-Bob?
But Avalanche Wild?
Yeah.
I love seeing Minnesota have success. I mean, here, often ignored sports town. Timberwolves kicking ass, maybe moving on. Wild trying to upset the upset against who's been the best team in the NHL all season long.
Yeah. Quinnesota.
I like watching Quinn Hughes. He sees ghosts on the ice.
What a legend.
Rob Gronkowski trips and lands on Tre'Davious White. I believe that's it.
Aaron Rodgers drama.
Oh, I think I remember that one.
Oh, yeah, I saw it.
That looks nice.
Shout out Trey White.
It was a fair play. By the way, I don't want the Wild to win.
Welcome back to WUB, where we cover only the most timely of topics. And thus, in pursuit of said endeavors, we are going to play you a couple videos here. First, here is Rob Gronkowski. Evidence.
Before you play this,
evidence
I forgot the exact thing.
Of why Bills fans should not like Gronk.
A while, but the runner was not down by contact. It was an interception, and it's a live play, and he tags him, so he's down.
Before we watch it, I'd like to say,
still crying about this play.
Before we watch it, your description was Gronk tripped and accidentally made contact with the head of Tre'Davious White. right. So that was Gronk tripping and accidentally, and you have
up 23-3 in the fourth quarter,
and you can't see a reason. You can't see a reason.
Final whistle.
He's not down by contact.
He's touched right there. He gets touched by a different
Patriot. The
Patriot.
motion to tackle him when the other guy was down. Buffalo's complaining about this 20 years later. He's a hero.
It's a complete mystery.
He's a hometown kid.
I have no idea why Bills fans and Buffalo fans aren't accepting him with open arms. I don't know.
That just felt like a guy trying to get a head start and maybe a future WWE career.
So it looks like to me that's a championship play. He gets up, you play to the whistle. That's what we do in New England.
The play was dead after the first guy touched him.
Yeah, but he had already started the tackle motion.
Guys, he already started the
It's like one of those things when the QB slides and the guy's already.
Again, I'd like to say his original description, Gronk tripped. What's the second video? You got one to make him look worse than that?
Well, so from old, now we'll go with something new that happened over the weekend. Madison Beer's new music video. You see this? What? Her and Justin Herbert looking sexy as hell, dancing around, loving on one another, just looking like one of the best looking couples we got in America. This is great. This is a great sign for Chargers fans, isn't it, Dave?
Well, listen. First of all, I met Madison Beer before, big Barstool fan. She came up. Me and Gaz, me and Bald Paul were at the pool in Miami at the one hotel. We saw her. We were like, we got to do something. We got to do. She came up. She's like, hey, big fan of Barstool. So I like Madison Beer. Now this, I think we have an epidemic in the NFL. I really do. And my epidemic is quarterbacks who are acting like they've won Super Bowls. I don't want to sound like the guy who's on later. People are like, when I ranted about this, the Colin Cowherd, like, tell us how you feel about quarterbacks wearing their hats backwards. But I do feel like we have quarterbacks acting like they've won things before they've won things. I get it. You got a beautiful girlfriend. She's great. But Joe Burrow, he dresses like some crazy person. He's showing up to these events. I remember a guy by the name of Tom Brady who does that now. Tom Brady is everywhere now. He was nowhere before he won some Super Bowls. You got to win first before you do this. I want my coaches. I want my quarterbacks. I want all the guys I need. No offseason distractions. In the weight room, in the film study room, paying attention till you win a couple Super Bowls and earn the right to be in a steamy music video with your smoking hot girlfriend. I also was in a steamy hot music video, and it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. I was in one that Handsome Hank was actually produced way back in the day.
It was steamy hot?
Do we have?
Yeah.
Can we get said video? Can
yes.
This video of Dave,
it was
please?
Wicked Game. It was steamy hot. Yes.
Wicked Game for Chris What?
Yes.
I vaguely remember this. As like a college kid. Is this like
it was
you on the beat?
Steamy
Is
hot.
it black and white?
Was there a Madison Beer type woman in there?
Yes.
Have you seen? This is
yes. There was a Madison Beer type.
I've never seen that.
Steamy hot.
Brandon, is Dave right though? Like, is Herbert distracted?
Of course he's not
here?
Right.
Less beer, more ball.
No, because he had to figure out a way to say the name Tom Brady in a video about Justin Herbert and Madison Beer. Listen, he hasn't won anything, but if Madison Beer says, "Hey, be in my video and feel me up in front of everybody," what are you gonna say? No? You're gonna say no? I gotta get in the film room?
Yes.
You're gonna say that? You said no. I'm good. I'm not gonna.
Like I gotta win.
I'm not gonna grab you. I'm not gonna grab your perfect ass today. I got this guy on the East Coast
talking to the treadmill crowd, and he's gonna eat me for dinner if I do this. You gotta focus on that playbook and winning games.
Justin Herbert can in this hand he's got doing a steamy music video with Madison Beer. On this hand, Dave Portnoy is gonna be mean to me. I think I know which one's gonna win.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah. Hey, again, he can do what he wants.
Yeah.
I'm not his dad, but and it doesn't affect me. This is a team we just roll through to get to the playoffs. So fine. It would bother me if I was a fan of the Chargers. It doesn't bother me as a Patriot fan. In Patriot world, we don't tolerate off-season distractions.
What? Well, there was
the only thing that could have made it better. What if Harbaugh was in the video?
I was waiting
made it
for
significant.
that.
He's just sitting there, khakis on, cleats on,
or just like with a notebook taking notes. Like my quarterback's unbelievable.
Now my question.
Just so we're being clear, it doesn't matter if your head coach has never won anything. He can do whatever he wants.
No.
Fair enough.
Are you referencing?
Why? Who are you referring to?
I'm just asking. If the quarterback has to win before he can do a video, does the head coach?
I think player coach, if you haven't won Super Bowls, multiple in your career, player, coach, whatever. If you haven't been there and know what it takes to get there, you can't. Correct.
Okay.
My question is the following. Did Max Crosby drop a music video at the worst time in human history?
Yeah, I've heard it's bad.
Well, nobody cares about it.
Yeah, he got
Herberted.
He got
What
dominated.
am I doing
by
on the
beers.
weekends to miss all this stuff? Max Crosby dropped a music video?
Yeah, and it's plaque. What
Yeah.
is it, plaque Maxine or something? I can't remember.
He's still on the
Black
Raiders
Maxine?
too.
He was.
Dave, have you seen this?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's.
You got to be
I'm
more
paying
chronicle.
attention. We
It's
got
just
we
him
got a
with
big
his shirt
show.
off, smoking
I'm
and
looking at
singing.
everything. I'm watching everything. I got 5 TVs going. I'm paying attention. I'm prepared for this show.
I'm an old man with kids.
Here, Brand, you
A little less time.
That's what you get for having
Big day
kids.
night, Brandon.
They stink.
I shot a 92 the other day.
Oh, not bad. At
that's pretty
intermission,
good.
watch Max
It's the
Crosby's
best.
video.
All right.
All right,
Watch
hour
my
one
video
to go.
during the break. It's steamy.
I do want to see Dave's video. We get an effort to get Dave's video. Please.
Produced by Handsome Hank.
Let's show the treadmill crowd Dave's steamy,
Well, you can't. I mean, it's
sexy
copyright. It's wicked game.
music video. More Wake Up Barstool. Hour number 2. Don't go
Also,
anywhere.
probably X-rated. Arguably the weirdest email.
Welcome back. Wake Up Barstool here on FS1, and viewer discretion is advised because we have dug up Dave's old steamy beach music video.
Get ready, treadmill crowd.
And all I would say
We're allowed
is
to play that.
maybe not with music, but be careful.
I don't know that you can play this without music.
to not get too
No.
turned up. Well,
You brought it
look. It's a Chris Isaac song, right? Which we like.
Wicked game, but I mean,
game
I kind of
play.
look like a pervert if we're not.
Well,
having
but
music
no.
in there.
All I'm saying is, the treadmill crowd, they know Chris Isaac. They love Chris Isaac. Wicked games.
You can't play this without music.
Put that in.
That's
your head.
unfair to me. That puts me in a bad spot.
Put that in your head, and let's check this out. I want to see what we're working with here.
With no music, I disagree.
Can we get some license-free music? Put over this.
I told you it was steamy.
It's not
Is that a
steamy.
green
What-
screen?
It's not steamy.
Okay, that's
Okay, this is getting a little
Pretty steamy.
steamy.
Do you ever approach her?
Are you actually on the beach there? Or are you in a green? Oh, there we go. Okay.
Do I ever approach her?
It doesn't appear.
You're
that,
saying this isn't a steamy video?
she doesn't appear to be very receptive to your advances. Is she playing
It's
coy?
quite
here we go.
literally.
There comes
There
the
we
steam.
go. Heck yeah.
It's quite literally bar for Wicked Game. So
It's crazy.
When is
talk
that
to me about
from?
steamy videos.
All right.
When was that from?
I don't know. I know we went to Dan and I went to LA and we were supposed to play do a bunch of things with Fox Sports, and they canceled basically all of them except playing Andy Roddick in tennis. So we had all this free time and we're just looking for things to do. So there's videos of him and I running on the beach like we're in Rocky, which is a crazy scene. There's him and I on a dual bike rolling around. We went to tennis. We went to Muscle Beach. We were doing everything, but this is a steamy video. This took forever. Hank's the funny. You got to remember, Hank is an inch off screen here, and Hank could barely read at that point with the checklist. He was directing it. So don't talk to me about steamy videos because I've been in them.
Fair enough.
Like The Simpsons, been there, done that.
man-
Dave did
And I
it
think
first.
we can all agree that's a steamy video.
The man said it, and the man backed it up. I give him credit
And
for
that was after you won Super Bowl.
We
Had to
won
be.
so many Super Bowls. I
Exactly.
don't know.
Yeah.
That's
So
what
he
I'm
was
telling.
allowed
That's
to.
what I'm
He was
telling.
allowed
That's
to.
why. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm telling
So,
Herbert.
yeah.
That's what I'm telling Herbert.
Now, steamy video maybe excites the nether regions. We have another video that we have pulled from the past involving the nether regions. Draymond Green. Here's where it all went wrong for Draymond Green and right for LeBron James all those years ago. A nut punch heard round the world.
Now, if I recall, he got knocked over. Yes. And then stepped over.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that.
What? You said he flopped. He didn't even move. You said he
Wait,
flopped.
What is this?
wait, hold on. That's not.
That's not what got Draymond kicked out.
when is this?
What is this clip? I'm lost.
Yeah.
This is when Draymond got suspended. When did he hit his nuts? I
No.
didn't see him hit his
No.
nuts.
He hit him right
This
here.
is not when Draymond got kicked
He's going
out.
to step over him. Right. And boop.
Oh,
Yeah.
that
No, that's
was
not
the
the
nut.
clip.
I
That's-
remember
this
that
can't
being
be the
way
clip.
more egregious.
You made me think
No.
of the Steven Adams.
Well, he's
thing.
got several nut punches.
Yeah.
No. That's not the clip that got him kicked out.
But you just said he flopped. He didn't even move. He got hit in the nuts. He didn't. He just turned around and stared.
Wait, that's
down.
not the play.
That's the play.
That's the play that got
That's the
Draymond
play.
kicked out.
That's the play.
That kind of proves Dave's point a little bit, to be
That,
honest.
wait. No. That is not the play that got Draymond kicked out. No, it isn't.
Why do you keep saying
it
calling him
isn't.
Draymond?
Oh, okay. Now, be clear. It was a culmination of flagrant fouls that I think triggered an automatic suspension, is what we're being told. So this was not.
That was on LeBron.
Yeah, no, they called that a
He hit
flagrant
him
on
in the
Draymond.
testicles.
Where?
He popped him right to this. You didn't see it?
That you
He did
think?
this.
It's
You
like this
think Draymond deserved?
All right, the step over.
He
Step
threw over.
All right, I'm going to step over you.
Right there.
Oh my God, that is a joke.
This happened 10 years ago, by the way.
This is
By
a
the way,
great
this is how
segment,
LeBron got a
T-Bob.
title. He steps over him. That is the grossest call I've ever seen. I forgot how bad that is. You know what else? I'm also a director and a producer. This is probably one of them that caused me to make the LeBron James is a Barbie girl compilation.
He came from behind 3-1 against
Oh
a
my
73-win
God,
team.
Brandon, have some integrity.
He came from behind. You think this is a gifted title when he came from behind
Yes.
3-1?
Yes, gifted because he got kicked out of that game, missed the next game, and then if I recall, I can't believe we're doing this. If I recall, in the final game, he missed about 3,000 straight shots, and Kyrie Irving finally hit the dagger.
After he got a step, come from behind block, a touchdown block.
That play was outrageous.
That we got a new segment. It's just going back a decade plus, seeing the play and saying what we think the suspension was.
This is
what we think the outcome was.
Wait, honestly, watching that, it was so nothing. I didn't.
No,
think that
I mean,
was
to
a
be
play.
fair, in my mind,
He's never
I
played in your
remember-
golf tournament.
In my mind, I remember Draymond like rearing back and like punching him in the nuts. That felt
You're
like
right. This one was.
He tried to Tyrone Lue him. He stepped over him. He threw him down, stepped over him, and then he got up and he's like, "See, I got to cheat to win
You
this
said he
title."
threw him down?
But
I said
again,
LeBron threw him down, yes.
and here's Wemby. So we saw the nut punch, and here's Wemby.
Wemby winds up, though. Bang!
I mean, so
if
that's
you're
actually
using
way
this
worse.
If you're using this as the same rule, and I don't know that it was
No,
the
but
same
remember,
exact-
Dave. Draymond was a
habitual line
automatic.
stepper.
He had yes, it was automatic. He had triggered so many flagrants at that point. Wemby's obviously like a first-time offender here.
I do believe, and now, again, we're going back. Was that rule a postseason technical, or does it carry to the regular season to the post?
If
No,
I
I
had
think
to
it's
imagine,
post.
I would say you don't think it carried over from regular
I
season?
don't think it did.
Okay, I'm not.
By the way, I just got the weirdest email. I just have to say it. Kenny Mayne's second act, the lost art of saying what matters. Kenny Mayne, who I love.
I love Kenny Mayne.
Kenny Mayne teams up with Love Pop to launch Love Kenny, a bold new greeting card line.
You got a PR email from Kenny Mayne's people, and we had to read that?
Wait, love
Kenny Mayne is getting in the greeting card business. I feel like that's a very strange thing that we just broke.
The greeting card business, such a scam.
Oh, boy.
How so? What are we talking about?
Is it?
What is a greeting? What is
paying like $8 for a card?
What is a greeting
is
card? What do you think
crazy.
Hallmark is?
No, like I know, like a birthday.
Well, yeah,
card.
Kenny Mayne's
Oh,
trying to go
called
head to head with
greeting cards.
Hallmark.
Oh, they're all called greeting
Yes.
cards.
That's insane.
God.
Do you know that once a guy asked me if I wanted to, I could have bought the entire Chinese fortune cookie market.
I can see you falling for that. You sold watches.
What sentence did you just say?
I forgot what it was called, the fortune cookie. I could have written every fortune in every Chinese cookie ever.
You got to dig deeper into this one. What?
Yeah, a guy has a monopoly on the fortune cookie market, the little white things that come out of the cookies, and like he was getting out or he died or something, but they're like, you can monopolize the fortune cookie market. I don't think as many people nowadays eat the fortune cookie anymore. I think it's a dying thing. But I could have written every fortune cookie ever.
I
Even
open
if you
the
don't eat
cookie
it, though,
and
you
I
still
read
open it,
yeah.
right? Yeah, like you got to still read the fortune.
I feel like a lot of people don't get the fortune cookies now.
They still do, I think. I think they do.
I had fortune cookies.
How much was that going to cost you to get in the fortune cookie game?
I think it was low 7 figures.
That might have been worth it.
I mean, you could have, Dave, if you wanted a propaganda pulpit, you could have stuffed everybody's
but you don't know.
with
Like,
Patriots.
I can't control who's getting what.
Yeah, I could see like they're not around anymore really, but I can see Deadspin getting a hold of you controlling the fortune cookie market, just canceling Chinese food altogether.
I will say it's an impressive thing to put on your resume that you control the fortune cookie market.
I run fortune
You
cookies.
open up the fortune cookie, it's a QR code and just leaves you to Dave's steamy music video.
Well, yeah, that's what you do. What are you
to
trying to sell merch on? What are you trying to do with the fortune cookie? It was an interest. I bet it's still available. I do think it's a dying market.
Could put a lot of LeBron slander in there.
Speaking of a dying market, guys, the Washington Wizards have been a dying market for a long time, but look at our guys now, okay? They get AD, they get Trae Young during the middle of the year. Now they get the #1 overall pick in what is supposed to be the most talent-filled draft we've maybe ever seen. Wizards #1. John Wall there, shout out to him, dude. Looking like DeBansa right now, minus odds to be that guy.
So this is the Washington Wizards roster is shockingly kind of filled with some exciting young stuff, and I don't really care about the AD part of it. But Wizards, Jazz, Grizzlies in a very loaded draft is the least exciting group of teams you can have at the top of the draft, right?
Oh, huh. I guess I didn't consider that.
I mean, you'd
I
want
like
to
small
get
market teams, so I don't know.
Well, you could have the Bulls up there, the Pacers, the Clippers. Like there's Brooklyn.
Bulls
like,
got 4. They
these-
should be happy.
That's fine. I'm sure
Brooklyn.
the Bulls are happy, but anyway, Utah this close to getting the BYU guy.
Yeah.
They're also right there to take the Boozer.
They can get Boozer, or they can get Darren Peterson.
I know, but we were doing connections.
Oh,
The Wizards are never going to be a threat until they go back to the Bullets.
Well,
They're not going back to the Bullets.
They've done a good
They're
job
never
at least
going.
using the uniforms. I mean, that's one thing.
That's one of those names where I get it, but I don't. They got to be the Bullets.
I don't even get it. I think it was stupid then. It was reactionary crap then, and it's reactionary crap now.
Did
That's
y'all
what I'm saying.
We
Did y'all
love the
see
Mystics, though.
did y'all see the heartbreak of the Pacers?
Yeah, well,
So yeah.
I respect that guy. The GM came forward and admitted he made a mistake.
Yeah, Pritchard straight up tweeted. We can pull up the exact tweet, but yeah, it's rare that you see a sitting GM apologize for what he did. But
took
yeah,
a swing.
So the Pacers, here it is. I'm really sorry to all our fans. I own taking the risk. Surprise came up 5th after this year. Thought we were due some luck, but please remember, this team deserves a starting center to compete with the best teams of next year. We've always been resilient. So, they made a trade to get a player immediately in which
Zubik.
Yes, and their pick was only going to not be their pick if it fell in the 5 through 9 range. So first you're thinking that it's going to be better, it's going to be fine. Then Halliburton gets hurt. Okay, let's just tank. We'll get in the top 4. We'll maintain our pick, and they come in at number 5. After which then becomes the Clippers pick thanks to a terrible deal that New Orleans Pelicans made last year.
Can I say something about tanking?
Yes.
I have no problem with it.
Thank you.
I do not get all the hubbub and we got to stop tanking and the paying customers in this and that. I guess I get that. Little Johnny wants to go see his favorite players. But the ultimate goal of tanking is to build a championship and help your team. So I'm not sure you should tell a team that thinks this is our best chance to create a championship, a title contender, to tank. I think it's all part of the big game of trying to build a championship team. Like, tanking isn't tanking forever. Tanking is tanking to win. So I actually do not have a problem with it.
Yeah, I saw that with Silver's proposed new lottery, the Wizards and Thunder would have had the same exact odds to get the #1 pick, which feels pretty backwards. And also the Thunder were glorified for their tanking, and look at them now. Like,
Exactly.
Why can't a man get a tank off?
The Thunder and Spurs are two teams built entirely off of tanking and lottery luck.
I think tanking is fine as well.
It's just making an issue out of nothing, but people just want a talking point.
I don't
They
think
just
it's
don't wanna
making
watch
an issue out of
basketball.
nothing because there were too many tanking teams this year. And it led to a second half of the NBA regular season where everybody crapped on it constantly because nobody was actually trying to win.
But loaded draft,
like we can't.
though.
No, I agree. I'm not.
Do people actually care about this?
Look,
Like, who's watching the Wizards?
No man considers a core space for himself that's proven profitable to others. We know that, right? And that's what the Spurs.
The hell are you talking about?
Your point. I'm saying if it worked for them, I'll do it too. It's good for me.
Was that from Pineapple Express?
The point here is that it got out of control this year. And so while I agree with you, I'm not blaming any of these teams. I understand why you do it. You go get one of these awesome players, you turn everything around. It did suck as a fan. The second half of this regular season absolutely sucked. And it's all anybody talked about. And college basketball over the NBA.
I'm a Miami Dolphins fan. In 2019, they were awful. They were the worst team in the league. And by December, they were in clear possession of the number one draft pick. And they decided Brian Flores to win a couple games. And they cost themselves Joe Burrow, the number 1 pick. And they ended up getting Tua Tagovailoa at number 6. Tanking.
Well, I knew it was a bust in real time.
What? Yeah, tanking works. Yeah. Tanking works.
I also just love the Pacers guy saying, "I thought we were due some luck. I really I made this trade with thought luck was going to be on our side."
I don't think the trade he made was that bad anyway. You weren't getting a center better than Zubats in free agency or trade, and yeah, it sucks not having the 5th overall pick. But the guy that gets drafted at 5th isn't going to make more of an impact than Zubats. The Pacers have a title contending team. They just went to Game 7 last year.
I don't know. 5th in this draft is going to be pretty. You can get Acuff.
You really need a center. What's Acuff going to do on the Pacers?
Maybe for the Pacers, Acuff's a bad.
That's what I mean. They were only going to take a wing or a center, and that's not going to be their 5.
Yeah, and I mean, look, he tried to tilt the odds in their favor. Just didn't quite work out.
Also, NHL draft lottery rigged.
Yep.
Yeah, that one's rigged. Toronto,
Crazy.
they missed playoffs twice. They get number 1 pick twice.
Crazy rigged.
Coming up, we got
also
more
the
Wake Up Barstool. Still supposed to.
They get to pick second every year.
Aaron Rodgers.
Sharks are going to be nasty.
Drama.
That's a problem.
What? Hey, girl.
What's up?
Where are we getting these?
That looks great. From our guy Danny.
Just on.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. So we got some NFL news entering the cycle here. We haven't talked about it much on this show, but it seems like we talk about it almost daily. Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh, not meeting with the Steelers for some reason. Why would he be in Pittsburgh? Not just, I don't know. Aaron, I mean, just sign the contract. Just sign the contract. We know you're going to play. Just play. Or don't. I don't care. I think Aaron Rodgers' stats were inflated last year, and he wasn't very good. But, Brandon, your thoughts on the latest round?
I think I'm not doing it anymore. I don't care. He was solid last year in the regular season. He's not good enough to make me care about this every single year. But I do want to ask a question. When it comes to an athlete, will he or won't he? Is Aaron Rodgers currently extending his own personal record of the most years doing this?
Yeah.
Is there another athlete you can think of in the history of sports that did this more than Aaron Rodgers?
I mean,
he learned from Brett Favre.
Yeah, same thing. He'll get into.
But I don't think Brett Favre did it. This is what, 5 years now of this?
It's crazy. Listen, Aaron Rodgers has a special place in my heart. Unprovoked, unsolicited. When we did the Barstool Fund, donated $500,000 of his own money.
Damn.
That's a hell of a move.
A lead guy in that, and other athletes, you had to beg them, they give you pennies. So he has a special place in my heart for that. Having said that, what an egomaniac in this respect. He's not even that good anymore. I don't know. He goes on. I won't want him. I don't know if you guys saw the special when he's smoking the weird stuff in Tijuana or something. Ayahuasca. Yeah, you're not going to win with him at this point in your career. And is he worth the headache? I'd probably say no.
You know what's unusual about this, though? Usually maybe an athlete's at the end and he's been with a team for 20 years and he sticks around a little bit too long or whatever, and you don't want to see him. Like, he's not a Steeler. And every year the Steelers went and got somebody else's legend, and now they're beholden to him. It's weird.
Yeah.
He's a Jet.
He's a Jet. Thank you very much.
And
I don't know why anybody would be beholden to him at this point.
No, I mean, again, I think his stats were kind of inflated last year. We've talked about a lot on this show, and like if you're the Steelers, and we just talked about tanking, setting yourself up, like the Steelers' problem is they've kind of been stuck in that purgatory, right? And
it's go full circle. They're a playoff team-ish that has absolutely no chance to win anything. So, like, what is the point?
Also, they're starting over at coach, right?
Yeah,
they're starting over with culture and coach. Why not start over at quarterback too? I guess maybe
because your coach loves your quarterback.
But
the old guy
in a weird way, he's putting you in a worse spot.
Yeah.
Like the word you just used, T-Bob, purgatory. Like with him, you are going to be in purgatory because most likely, granted, the Jets are terrible, but you're going to be a 500 type team. That's a no threat to anybody, no draft pick, no future.
I'd be curious. And then you got guys like Will Howard. Like, I'd be kind of curious to see what Will Howard is, and probably nothing. It's probably
nobody's curious about what Will Howard is.
You know why I am? You know why I am?
Less curious.
No, you know why I am? Is because he does not get enough credit for finishing that national title run at Ohio State. Look at the team Ohio State had this year. Look at all the players that got drafted in the top 11, and then look at how different their playoff run was because of quarterback. So I think, yeah, I am interested to see.
Me too.
Who Will Howard could be. Thank you, Liam.
But there's a lot of college quarterbacks that win championships and don't matter in the pros at all. Will Howard's not a good pro quarterback.
I probably agree. But I'd still want to see it. And if it blows up, great. We get a better draft pick.
That roster is rough. Quarterback: Mason Rudolph, Will Howard, Drew Allar.
They're all Mason Rudolph.
There's no way you pronounce his name like that. There's no way you watched Big Ten football the last 4 years and you just said Drew Allar.
Allar.
Yeah, I would take Will Howard over that group.
It's like King Killer Chronicles. He's a strong Allar.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Do any of us? So the NFL has become really adept at monetizing everything, right?
Sure.
You saw what an incredible product the NFL draft was recently. It is schedule week, which means that on Thursday we'll get the full NFL schedule. Until then, they'll be peppering in big games here and there to get excited about. Do y'all care, Dave? Is this something that you lock in on?
No, I don't care at all.
Okay. Yeah. Brandon?
I don't know. Not even a little bit. I don't know why. I don't know when the NFL decided we're going to make our schedule release a big deal. It may be
2 words. 2 words.
Goodell? Roger Goodell?
Nope. Stephen Che.
I do like Goodell. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. It's the 500,000 people that go to the draft just to party with the other football nerds.
It's a guy like Stephen Che who does he's going to be breaking down each week. There's guys like him everywhere. It is a crazy thing, but whatever Roger Goodell in the NFL is selling, Steve Che is buying.
You're exactly right.
And there's a lot of them.
So what about this, though? At least with your team. Like, I know you may not care about the run-up to it, don't care about watching it live, but it is fun to look at the rhythm of the season once you get go. And you never know who's going to be good or bad. You always think you do, and it always ends up changing. But it is fun to see, like, oh, okay, well, then we have this, 3 games away from home here, and this is going to be the crux of the season. It's going to decide everything.
But you're going to see the schedule on May 12th. You're going to see, like, the Saints schedule on May 12th. Yeah. You're not going to think of that Week 7 game until Week 7.
You're not going to do it.
And there's no saying. The NFL, you go up, you go down.
I understand. It always ends up being different. But I don't know.
The only important days is who's playing on Thanksgiving, who's playing on Christmas, when's your bye week, do you have an international game? That's pretty much it. Other than
I was going to say the only important stuff is the fantasy football playoff weeks.
Yeah.
All I care about is 14, 15, 16, 17.
All right, coming up next, guys.
Around that range.
Davey, Day Trading Global, stock up and stock down. Who should you be investing in and who should you be divesting from? We'll let you know. Don't go anywhere, Morwell.
Our cameraman had a really good weekend. He really got out there.
Danny gets all over the place. What's happening? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. We do it every single Monday, guys. It is time for Davey Day Trading Global stock up and stock down. Prez, take it away. Who should we be investing in?
Well, I got a bunch. I'm starting to stock down whoever did this caption on Barstool Sports. What are your thoughts on Aaron Rodgers? I don't care, be it Brandon Walker. Me, what an egomaniac. He's not that good anymore. I did say that, but I also prefaced it with saying he'd always have a place in my heart. He donated $500K to the Barstool Fund, but in football, he's an egomaniac. That's a little disingenuous cut and paste there by our social team to make me look like a jerk and really not what the gist of what I said. So stock down for them. But I'll get now to my stock up Netflix roast. They're awesome. I told you I'm a little bit up and down on who's writing the jokes, but there's really nothing else like it where people just unload and are funny, and the general rules of what you can say and can't say are thrown out the window. They're very well done.
Brandon Walker.
I think I've got nothing but stock ups today. I got 3 stock ups. Number one, put the camera on the nerds, please, because my number one stock up, forgiveness.
Yeah.
Forgiveness and being allowed and being able to come back together as boys. Last we saw these two, the one on the left, Meek Phil, just a terrible human being, threw a gallon of milk all over the one on the right. They were competing for $30,000, and all human decency went out the window. They no longer cared about anything. Meek Phil took an entire gallon of milk and poured it on that precious boy's face and body over there, and that precious boy ended up not getting $30,000. But here they are. Here they sit. Forgiveness can go a long way.
How we feeling, boys? Is that true?
Everybody good?
It's all I think about is that room. I can't sleep at night.
I had trouble sleeping the past few days too.
I'm not surprised.
What about the fact that you sit beside this guy every Monday and you threw milk on him?
I mean, it was
Look, what happened in that room stays in that room.
All right,
okay?
fine.
It doesn't. It stays in the brain.
Yeah, that's true. It'll never leave you.
Yeah,
It's
that's
moved
the
in there
toughest
forever.
part of the whole challenge.
Stock down Tate. Just kidding. Stock up Tate. Okay, stock. I'm going stock. I think y'all are going to disagree. Stock down, interviewing the refs on the field. So this happened in the UFL. UFL wants to try things. They want to do new things. A ref made a tough call, and Brock Heward presses him on the sideline about it. Watch this video. Oh, I thought we had this video.
Oh,
We're hot,
This
baby.
is on
Stock
me.
down,
No,
T-Bob.
I'm gonna defend the production here. This is on me.
You told
I
him
thought
during the
that we had-
break.
Yeah, but I should have told him earlier. I thought we had this. I think it's a bad look. Everybody acts like you want the ref interviewed. We'll watch this video. You actually don't. All right, Meek, Liam, what y'all got?
stock up Mike Brown because all season long, people kept bashing the Knicks. They kept saying Mike Brown's the worst hire. Tom Thibodeau, they should have never fired him. Well, Mike Brown took basically the same roster Tom Thibodeau had and has had the most dominant structured playoff basketball we've ever seen. So stock up Mike Brown.
Well, maybe hold off and see if they go any further than they did last year.
They're in a better spot than they were.
Because they haven't. They have not gone any
You do have
further.
to give them credit. That's all. Coaches don't get credit in this.
I'll agree with you,
We'll
Meek,
see
because
what happens to that credit if they get bounced in the finals.
well, then you don't give him credit. But for now, we give him
For
credit.
now, you got to give them
Because
credit.
when they were down 2-1 to the Hawks, when we were all talking about firing him.
Exactly.
So now we got to be like, okay, well, actually, he was good.
If you're going to bash him, you got to give him credit. That's what it is.
Yeah, okay.
It's a thankless job.
Liam?
Stock up milk. Indy 500 are right around the corner.
That's right. I can't wait. I'm actually getting to go thanks to this incredible job. It's going to be like bucket list dream. Yeah, look, we got our Pato Award milk right there. Go Pato. Can't wait. All right, Brandon, what do you got? Or Dave, sorry, Dave.
All right, I'm going stock down. I've already gone into it, so I won't do too much. City of Philadelphia fallen, not only the double sweep, which has never happened before, but to have their arena taken over, bad. We've already talked about. I'm going to stock down the Preakness. I always mix in my horse racing takes. The Preakness, nobody is racing in it. It's in Baltimore. There's like 4,000 people going to be going this year. It's a race that is pretty close to being phased out, although Churchill Downs and Twin Spires bought the IP. But this year, for horse racing fans, you don't have too many huge days. To lose one of them totally stinks. Stock down the Preakness.
Brandon, what do you got?
All right, my second stock up is I'm going to the world of music now because I had a great weekend. I grilled twice and I listened to Zach Top all weekend. Zach Top is 90s country revisited. He is, some people were in my DMs in 2024, 2025 saying, you got to listen to Zach Top. And I don't take music recommendations because I just like to find stuff myself. And I finally got on him. He's got 2 albums. They're all great. I never lie. Zach Top, best country music guy in the world, outside of maybe Luke Combs and a couple other guys. Hardy's one of my friends. But anyway, I love Zach Top. I spent the entire weekend just, one of those weekends where you get on one music, you get on the right music on the right weekend?
Yeah.
That was me this weekend with Zach Top. Shout out Zach Top.
I've been searching for that feeling for months, and I haven't found it again.
Yeah.
It'll come. All right, stock up. I'm going to the Montreal Canadiens crowd, dude. Everybody's talking about the Sabres crowd, the roller gang. They're rolling all around, being crazy and whatnot. I don't know that I have seen a crowd, not even San Antonio. That's right, Liam, not even San Antonio. Like when I saw last night at that Montreal game, had that almost like, you ever watch like the Eastern European basketball games like Partizan and Red Star where you feel a little menaced. It had that European feeling. Shout out the Montreal Canadiens crowd. Where do you go, boys, Scott?
Stock down, the Brooklyn Nets, who had maybe the worst lottery no one's talking about. They fell down to the 6th pick. They fell from 3 to 6. And the Brooklyn Nets don't have control of their own draft pick next year. The Houston Rockets have a pick swap with them. The Nets are going to have like 2 picks in the 20s next year. They're absolutely screwed as a franchise. I'll never be better.
Liam, what do you got?
Stock up, being itchy. Just being itchy for Mitchie. Mitch Marner. All the haters are quiet, silenced. Hopefully Vegas finishes off the second round. Mitch Marner keeps thriving. The guy is playing some of the best playoff puck that you'll see this season.
Dave, what do you got?
Itchy.
Yeah, I got, I'm going to go stock up. It's old, but I never watched it. I didn't love Narcos, the Pablo Escobar version, but Narcos Mexico, I'm well into season 3 and I've loved it. So
wow.
Stock up Narcos Mexico, stock down Tom Brady. And I like Brady, but he was good on the roast yesterday. But he also complained about the roast. He was the guy who got roasted year 1, another vicious, brutal, funny. But then he complained that it went over the top and he regretted it for a year straight. And he's right back on the roasting, and then he took off before anyone could take shots back at him. I think if you're on the roast, you got to stay on the roast and let people roast you. You can't complain about being part of the roast and then re-show up on the roast.
Yeah, I think his kids, right? They were upset about the jokes.
So yeah, but then why are you back on the roast?
No, you and Tom, what's the nature of not like your maybe even personal relationship, but just how you think and feel about him. I feel like this is a run of stories here where y'all have been on opposite sides.
Well, he's not a Patriot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sad.
I mean, I respect him. He's the best to ever do it. He's given us more happy moments, joy. But I just, you got, if you dish it, you got to be able to take it. And he was great. He's good at it. But then you can't be like, oh, it went too far.
Brandon, what do you got?
All right, I have a stock up, and this is from the middle of last week, but it aired for us on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And my stock up is Stu Feiner. And if you did not watch our Family Feud tryouts last week, Stu Feiner put on the most aggressively awful performance any of our eyes have ever seen.
We played it on Friday.
It is the most shocking thing you have ever seen. What's your favorite TV network growing up? Channel 7.
Channel 7. This is a good channel.
What holiday has candy? He said 4th of July. And he even had something I can't say right now. It was so impressively bad. And then I don't know all the communication, but Dave apparently got an email saying, hey, you can bring one more. And I've never agreed with Dave Portnoy more than him deciding to take Stu Feiner as his last guy, because Stu Feiner was the worst and best Family Feud player in the history of the game. Dave, what went into that?
Well, we're doing it for entertainment. Obviously, we want to win. And what's crazy is everything you said about Stu is true, but we can't overlook the fact that Whitney was not very. It wasn't like Stu came in last and Whitney beat him by lengths. Whitney barely beat him. Whitney had some answers that were worse, like the one that you're saying. Like what's a trait that you don't look for in a woman? He said ugly. That is an unreal Neanderthal hockey answer from Whitney. So yeah, we're going to film the Family Feud this weekend.
What a
the best part is that Stu, who I haven't seen do this, normally he's pretty self-deprecating, was adamant about how good he was at Family Feud. I mean, he sat here and was like, I'm telling you, I love Family Feud. I'm the best at it. And now he got on for being the worst.
We're not even talking about his first Fast Money, which he thought they meant 20 seconds for every question.
Yeah, he ran out of time. He got 2 questions in.
I was watching Stu, Frank the Take, and Che practice for 2 hours straight before it began, and we had something special. That entire day was one of the most fun days at this office this year.
You can hear me just cackling in the background of Stu Feiner.
All right, my next stock down, real quick, just
Cheese tomatoes.
the New Orleans Pelicans, man, Joe Dumars last year. They make a trade to go from 23 to 13 to draft Derek Queen, and NBA trades, there's a lot of this protected, that's protected, whatever. What it all boils down to now, the Pelicans gave up the 5th and 8th pick in this year's draft to go from 23 to 13 last year and get Derek Queen. Unbelievably poor foresight to know the talent that's on the horizon, to give up that amount of resources. Big stock down, Pelicans and Dumars. Stock down on fog. Y'all see this college baseball game? Brandon's right. Why haven't we figured out a way to get rid of fog yet? Burn it away, blow it away, I don't know. Here this game is. You can't even see what's going on. Vanderbilt hits what we believe is a home run, okay? The TrackMan data says it's a home run to take the lead. However, nobody can see it land. The outfielder throws his hand up saying, I can't see a ground rule double. Umpires agree with him. Ends up going to extras and doesn't end up working out for Vandy there. But yeah, a home run that was definitely a home run according to everything, but the fog said no.
How does the TrackMan know? Is there a sensor in the ball? How would the TrackMan know? Just based on the angle it comes off the bat?
To be fair, it's approximated. It's not. It doesn't know 100%.
Okay. All right.
I'm being told it's radar. I don't think we know how TrackMan works, if I'm being honest.
Okay, because it doesn't look like it. I don't know.
So basically, they're just looking at launch angle and miles per hour off the bat, and that they can surmise where it would have landed.
Stock down.
Uh-oh.
Apparently, we're talking Barstool Feud. There was a version of Barstool Feud, apparently years ago, that I didn't even know existed. It has PFT commenter on it, bussing with the boys when they were part of Barstool. Diana Rossini was on it. Vrabel was on it. I want to say something here, and we've been sued many times. I know that is our intellectual property. It's Barstool Feud. I don't know where people are digging this thing up from, but if you post that without express written consent of me, you could go to jail. So I'd like to tell anybody who keeps taking RIP, our copyrighted stuff, and posting it willy-nilly across the internet, that is a federal offense. So I don't stock down to anybody breaking the law.
Wait, why are they posting it? What happens in the clip?
Well, if somebody asks you to permission to show this clip that might paint Vrabel or Rossini in a bad light, would you give them permission?
No.
Okay.
I don't know where it. I didn't know existed. It's a game. It's a Barstool Feud, and there's friendly banter. And people are trying to extrapolate from it and make decisions on Mother's Day and of all holidays. So I find the whole thing disgusting.
Dave, do you have Nerds? You got anything else behind there?
Stock down. Mets president of baseball operations, David Stearns. They're 50-25 through 40 games. I will still stand.
Can we get Cohen on the show?
I want him to. I will still stand on the Mets are right to break up last year's loser core, but it looks like now you're just replace losers with even bigger losers.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious what Steve Cohen's thinking, because I do think he wants to win very badly. And this is such an embarrassment. And then you look like any other business that you're spending all this money. When you look at the standings, I believe the Oakland A's are in first place in the West. That is some surreal stuff. And then you look at least last time I checked, yeah, they still are 21-19. And you look at the Red Sox, bottom of the barrel. Mets, worst record in baseball. Imagine running a business where you're spending far more than everybody else in the teams or the companies that are spending a fraction of what you are outperforming. Heads got to roll. It's insane.
It feels like the summer's over and summer's a month away. That's like crazy to think about. And yeah, there's only 2 teams in the American League with a winning record. 3 with a winning record.
I mean, 15-25 for the Mets. 12 and a half games back from the Braves. By the way, shout out Bobby Cox. I know there's no Brave fans on here, but one of the great managers of all time. You'd think we would have given him a little shine. He passed away, R.I.P.
And Ted Turner and Bobby Cox in 1 week.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Cubs 27-14 with Bregman leading that team. Crazy.
We got some Bobby Cox right here, dude. I believe MLB record, most games ever thrown out, Brandon?
Yeah, and when I saw the number too, it's a shockingly low number. I would have thought Bobby Cox had been thrown out of 500 games.
But he does have an entire season's worth.
It's 158. Yeah.
Oh, okay, hell yeah.
Close enough.
But
I'm curious his ratio. Like he was 25 years, so like per game, like Earl Weaver, I feel like was getting thrown out. By the way, I'll still go watch old manager meltdowns. I feel like he was getting thrown out a lot more. Like, is he way above the average for how many games he's coached?
I don't think average-wise he is.
Yeah.
I think he just he was kind of a compiler, but still he's one of the greats.
Second on the list is John McGraw with 121 ejections.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
19 teens.
But he's got a pretty big lead there.
Yeah,
if you're talking 121.
By the way, Bobby Cox 162 exactly, so it is a full season's worth.
Let's
What
go.
is his legacy? You're a Braves fan, Brandon. I mean, 25 seasons.
Yeah.
Seems like they're in the playoffs every single year. They have the one title.
I mean, the 90s Braves legacies are complicated in the fact that they should have won 3 or 4 World Series. They only won 1. But I don't know how much you lay that on the manager. If you
But at
decide to lay
least
it on the manager.
they got the one, dude.
They got the
They
one.
got
They got
the
the
one,
one.
which
Could
is
be
ultimately
Buffalo.
what you need.
They got the
How
one.
many divisions did they end up winning in a row? 14. Now, ironically, I think
14 straight divisions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now
That is
From
incredible.
91 to 2004.
so 14 total, 11 straight when I'm here. But the craziest thing is within that streak, the Marlins actually won 2 World Series.
Yes.
it is a little complicated, but
Yeah, that is. I don't know how you rectify that. He does have the one, but it was always the same. They're bats, right? It's like they had this pitching staff that just you couldn't.
Well, the bats were always good.
bats are good too, though,
Yeah,
dude.
they had
Yeah.
Fred McGriff and Chipper Jones. Like they just ran.
Galarraga.
The only one, the one
Javi
they blew
Lopez
was
could
the
hit.
96 Yankees. They blew. They were up 2-0. They won the first 2 in New York, and then they lost 3 straight in Atlanta.
What about 98? Like, that team was loaded and it didn't.
Yeah, it was loaded, but they didn't get to the World Series. I'm
Morgan
talking about-
Wallen wrote a song about
They
it.
had a 2-0 lead after winning 2 road games in the World Series and lost.
I don't think Mets fans are allowed to take any shots at the 90s
Well,
Braves.
I'm just saying, one, I was born in 97, so I can take whatever shot I want.
Channing
Dude,
Larry as Chipper Jones is eviscerating.
Morgan Wallen literally wrote a song about an underperforming Braves team. Like,
I don't
what
like
they were.
Morgan Wallen. I don't care.
well, I'm just saying it exists.
Shout out Caitlin Clark, walked with Morgan Wall and got eviscerated by the people who make everything she does a far bigger deal than it has to be.
Talk up to hope. The hope of the Hartford Whalers is once again risen.
Oh, because
We haven't even said that, have we?
did we do that? I couldn't remember if that
That was
was
off
on
air.
air. Was that on air or off air? I can't remember.
On
now.
air now. Fortune cookie mogul looking to bring back the Whalers.
I would like to bring back the Whalers. I already had Austin looking in. I didn't want to tip my hand, but to make some moves here on the Whalers.
That one's on me, boss man.
Yeah. Milk Boy got ahead of himself.
Coming up.
What do you think about Steve Kerr? Are we going to talk about him when we
We'll
get
close
back?
out the show. Steve Kerr re-signing with the Warriors. Don't go anywhere. More Wake Up Barstool.
Talk down. Me and T-Bob.
What did I do? What's happening, y'all? Let's close out today's show with a little NBA. I want to talk Steve Kerr, and then I want to get into Pistons Cavs, since we have not discussed Pistons Cavs yet. But Steve Kerr officially re-signing with the Warriors. Reportedly, though I think some are disputing this, but reportedly turning down a $7 million a year offer from ESPN that included a clause where he wouldn't have to go on any hot take shows. Dave, thoughts on Steve Kerr saying no to media and staying in coaching?
Hey, whatever floats your boat. So Magnus, Burke Magnus, that's his name. I think he runs ESPN. He's been there a long time. He's the guy who tried to bring PMT to ESPN, and those guys like him. I've only spoken with him a couple times. He tweeted, "This is false."
Yeah.
I tweeted, "That sounds like somebody who's running ESPN and negotiating contracts would say." So current employees at ESPN would not be like, "Wait a minute, you're giving this guy $7 million with all these perks." That's what happened.
True.
I believe this 100%. Magnus did write back something that wasn't worthy of my response, but I believe that ESPN 100% offered this. And why, if they didn't, it's that big of a deal that Magnus would be like, "No, he didn't." He definitely turned this down in my mind to coach. And they're 2 totally different things. I'm not the biggest Kerr guy of all time, but hey, whatever he wants to do.
But he does have he's in a very friendly spot in that, like, his legacy is so set that he doesn't, I mean, he has to win. Everybody wants to win. I mean, I know he wants to win, right? But he's not operating with some of the, like, existential pressure like a Brown or like.
He's got
or
nothing
like,
to gain.
Yeah, he can just kind of coach his days out. If he likes coaching, he just.
Well,
keep
no,
doing it.
he can gain, he can win. He's like the Phil Jackson of the modern era
Yeah.
in the sense that he's won with superior talent. Now, you can argue superior talent goes because they like him or whatever, but like, you let me coach Michael Jordan in his prime and then Kobe and Shaq, I think I can win some titles. And that is not a euphemism. I think I can win some titles.
But that 2022 title, or was it 2022 or
2022 versus Celtics.
Yeah, that title is pretty impressive.
That's the important one.
Yeah, I think that's the one. Like the first three, he won because they were just miles better than everybody else.
The 2015 one and the drought, I think, was impressive because that was his first year as coach after they fired Mark Jackson.
The two Durant titles, Dave could have coached him to it.
Fade the Durant ones. We don't care.
All right, so coming up tonight.
They were pretty freaking good without. Prime Clay.
But we thought
prime Steph.
They were a first-round exit, Mark Jackson.
2022, we thought that the window had closed.
Yes.
And they opened it back up one more time. Mm-hmm. That was impressive.
Where would Steve Kerr rank all time?
Oh, not very high to me. I don't know.
No, you'd put obviously Jackson, Popovich over him.
And those are recent names.
Pat Riley's over him.
Red Auerbach.
Yeah.
Pat Riley. Yeah.
Red is number one because he's not only got all the titles, but he's creating the team and getting the players.
All right, let's talk about tonight's action. So as we said, Lakers coming up later, but we haven't touched on Pistons, Cavs yet. It feels like the Knicks were kind of rubber stamping them to the finals. It's not you, Dave, but the kind of general consensus. I'm really starting to fall for this Pistons team a little bit. Won 60 games in regular season. Yes, they stumbled out the gate into the playoffs, but they seem to be growing more powerful by the day here. Brandon, do you think am I wrong to write off Cleveland here? And then do you think the winner of this, will they challenge the Knicks?
The winner will absolutely challenge the Knicks. I think the Pistons are better suited to challenge the Knicks because I think they match up better. But they are an elite defensive team with a clear number one, Cade Cunningham, and Tobias Harris has become a clear number two in the playoffs. That being said, the Cavs can give the Pistons problem. And I think the Cavs could beat the Pistons. I don't think the Cavs can beat the Knicks. I think the Pistons can beat the Knicks.
I think this is a 7-game series. I think the Pistons win this series, and New York Pistons is 7-game series. I actually think people are going to be so skewed by that sweep and how bad Philly is, kind of like before, that I may actually place a bet on the winner of this series versus the Knicks. And it's not guaranteed, but I think they're going to be good value. I don't have to look at headline, but I'm assuming the Knicks are almost going to be 2-1 favorites versus who they play, which would be crazy if it gets that high.
I don't think they'll be 2-1 favorites over the Pistons. It's still the number one seed that won 60 games.
So what do you think it'll be?
I think it'll be closer to even. I don't think it'll be.
I don't think so.
I don't think it'll be lopsided one way. Certainly not 2-1.
The Knicks are minus 165 right now. The Pistons would have home court advantage if they were to play the Knicks next round. I think the Pistons win the next two pretty easily, just because they played so awful in that game 3 and the Cavs barely won. It just feels like it's going to be Pistons in 5. In all honesty.
Now, Dave, we're actually going to be off the next couple of Mondays here on Wake Up specifically, meaning I don't think we're going to talk to you again until the finals. Do you want to make a Davey Farside prediction, trying to look in who's going to make it?
Yeah, so I do think it's going to be OKC against the Knicks. Now, if the Knicks are a significant favorite in the Eastern Conference Finals, I'll take a flyer because I think they could lose. I think OKC repeats, but it won't be easy. I think whoever they play, it's another 6 or 7 game series. It wasn't easy for them last year. They were in real danger till Halliburton got hurt. So I'm not crowning OKC like they're going to go all the way and run through it. I think OKC repeats, but it'll be hard. And I wouldn't be shocked if they lose.
Yeah, and OKC probably, though, going to win tonight in LeBron's season and move on to the next round. We'll break it all down on tomorrow's Wake Up Barstool.
Imagine being 10.5-point underdogs at home when you're the greatest player of all time.
41 years old, Dave.
Big thank you to Dave Portnoy. Big thank you to Brandon Walker,
I'm doing
Meek
at
Phil,
49.
Liam Oliver.
I'm 49. I'm killing it at 49. Don't give me that age thing. That's
You're
age.
an athlete.
Well, it's sort of.
Former goalie.